Hello, welcome to another episode of Montana Shares, your opportunity to find out about the nonprofits that make our state great. I'm your host, Bill Crane. Today I have Megan and Ann from the Helena Area Community Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you, Bill. It's good to be back with you.
Great. And we're going to talk about something that affects not only all the nonprofits in Helena if they choose to participate, but all the nonprofits around the state, really. So we've got a big nonprofit interview here.
We do. We all know that nonprofits need to raise money. And they do that by going to the community that they serve and saying, would you help? It's a great opportunity, as you know and as I know, to make a difference to those served by the many different types and kinds of nonprofits. So for this will be the third year that the Helena Area Community Foundation has sponsored an online giving day. And this day will be different than last year. This year it is Greater Helena Gives. It will involve the community of Helena, which was involved last year, and we're very hopeful, with Megan's help and the help of many others, including yourself, thanks for the work you do on this, we're hoping to include some of the outlying towns that are part of that core region served by Helena, including Lincoln, Augusta, who knows how many communities we can involve. Other towns in Montana are also putting on a giving day the same time that Helena will be doing this. So it's a wonderful opportunity. It is the new and improved version compared to 2016. So we're excited.
Right. So let's just give us the quick view of the Helena Area Community Foundation, what some of your goals are, first of all, and then we'll dive into this actual day.
Thank you. The Helena Area Community Foundation's goal is to do work within our communities that allow our community to thrive. We were originally, back in 1994, established as the Lewis and Clark County Community Foundation. We have morphed over time to better serve a greater area. Due to the location of Helena, we often are working with folks in other counties than our own home county. Our goal is to serve nonprofits and the wider community, so this kind of giving day is ideal for the Community Foundation to do. As a matter of fact, community foundations across the country do this kind of giving day.
Right.
So the goal of the Community Foundation has mostly been served in the past through granting from endowed funds directly to nonprofits. In 2015, we decided that we would go ahead and do an online giving day for the first time. Missoula had started in 2014. Bozeman, Helena, Seeley Lake, some other towns came on in 2015. In 2016, we all continued to move forward, and as many donors will remember, that website melted down nationally, not just in the state of Montana. So we've changed our product toward the company that we're working with. We're working with a group called GiveGab. And one of the things I really like about them is that their focus is on the donor experience. And that is what makes everything so important. So we're here today to talk about, nonprofits, this is going to happen. And we need you to showcase yourself and allow your donors to help you on this giving day called Greater Helena Gives.
Right. And let's just continue to clear the air a little bit. In spite of having a national meltdown of the software, we still raised more money in the second year than we had in the first year.
Amazing.
So it was still a success,
It was.
even with the meltdown.
It was.
And this is not going to melt down this year because there's only probably, about 6 communities in Montana that are using it and maybe another 6 to 10 around the country. So we're not putting every community in the whole country on the same day this year.
Exactly.
So they're just not going to fail us. They've assured us of that, and there's good background to believe it.
They've given us extended documentation and answered an extended list of questions so that we feel very comfortable going with this particular group.
Great. So let's talk about the event. This is an event where people can get excited in a 24-hour period to just kind of, all the nonprofits that are involved will be using Facebook, Twitter, things like that to reach their people, even email, which is weird, that's considered old, but then people can set up ahead of time and talk to the people via mail. But and then just try to drive this energy for 24 hours to raise as much money as possible. What did we raise last year?
Last year nonprofits received just over $63,000, which was amazing considering the fact that by 10 a.m. there was no way to make the website work until about 7:30 or 8 p.m. So the heart of the day last year was gone.
Right.
And yet we still were able to get 2 nonprofits a sizable amount of money, about $6,000 higher than the prior year, And a lot of that, thanks, is due to the great sponsorship support that we had from our business community. So that was wonderful. But let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
Can you start us off with day, time?
Yes. So this year the event is not going to be 12 to 12. We're going to do May 4th at 6 p.m. to May 5th until 6 p.m. So we thought that gave it a chance to do a big kickoff that we could do Thursday night, really get people going and excited, and then go throughout the night and most of the day the next day, and then end with a big bang Friday night.
We're all about the parties.
You got it. There's two opportunities now.
Yes.
Exactly.
And what, it's right after people get off work, so that's a great start. They're in a good mood then, and that's a great time to start giving, as well as partying. If
It
that's where
really
you
is
choose to
good.
go.
And this has been a time and a date and a software platform that's been discussed a lot by the community foundations in Montana. So we're not the only ones doing 6 to 6.
Yes.
And it hopefully will make it a lot more fun, because it really is fun, and not only is joyful, but fun to give to nonprofits, to make a difference in your own community.
Right. I think the energy of the 24-hour period is what I like the most about this type of thing.
Yeah.
Is it's so immediate, and you get to see running totals that are happening throughout the day. You get to see running totals in other communities to see what they're doing. And with Montana Shares, we have member groups in probably every gab, giving around the state this year. So for us, it's even more fun than just one group. But
And
yeah.
the key to all of this is why we're here today. So we will be opening the GreaterHelenaGives.org website on Tuesday the 22nd, so that nonprofits can register. Whatever the community foundation should choose to do would be nothing if the nonprofits didn't want to play. So we're hoping that we will have great response, and the nonprofits will work directly with the GiveGab team to set up their own pages. Very different than last year for the nonprofits. Last year they worked with us, and we got them set up, and they had to help them upload graphics and all of that kind of stuff. This year they're working with the pros. Now Megan here has a whole lot more skills than I do on
think she
tech
is a
stuff,
pro.
but I slowed things down a little last year. So I'm really glad not only to have a talented Carroll student working with me, but to have a GiveGab team standing behind us and making sure that each nonprofit will have a great page speaking to their donors.
right.
And going off of that, we will be holding a webinar on February 27th to help those nonprofits if they are struggling or just want to learn more. That'll be through the website that'll be out Wednesday, the 22nd. So they can sign up for that. They can sign up for it now through Facebook page, but it'll be more available through the website when it's available.
Right. So there's going to be plenty of help for people to get. And if I recall, we have the ability to give even more information than we have in the past. We can put videos up and things like that. Is that correct?
Yes. So the goal of GiveGab and the goal of the Helena Area Community Foundation is to allow each nonprofit to do their best to get strong communications on their page to their donors. So that includes all kinds of links, all kinds of photos, and the pros are the GiveGab folks that each nonprofit will work directly with. Now, one of the things that I think it's really important to be upfront about is that, yep, there is a fee to nonprofits, as there was last year. We have not increased the fee. We've kept it the same. And thanks to GiveGab, you can pay with a card this year instead of having to send a paper check, which for most of us makes it much more convenient. So as you are registering on the site, after that site is available, then it will ask you to pay a $50 fee. The registration will not be able to be completed until that fee goes in. So I just want everyone to know and not be surprised at that piece of the nonprofit registration.
Definitely streamlines the process over last year as well.
Yes, it does.
So basically, we'll come on again as we get closer to the date, and we'll do this again. So today we're sort of talking to the nonprofits, but the other people that we're kind of talking to and inviting to chat with us is sponsors. There's the opportunity for sponsors to get on board Tell us more about that.
Sponsors are really critical to having this day possible. And our job as the Community Foundation is to ensure that sponsors feel that they are getting the exposure to the wider community that they have merited by their level of sponsorship. The magic for sponsors, though, is not only are they doing what so many sponsors do in the nonprofit community, make an event possible, but a large portion of each sponsor's dollars donated will actually go directly to the nonprofits in the form of incentive prizes. So last year, 80% of the donation from the sponsors went directly to nonprofits. So as you know, Bill, what we do is we take the entire 24-hour period and we break it up into hours. Oh, well, somebody already did that before us, but we then assign a prize to those hours. So, for example, Valley Bank was a major sponsor last year. I was very grateful for their help. We had a couple of different Valley Bank golden ticket hours, and we had a Valley Bank Power Hour. Those are two major kinds of incentive prizes. So key for donors to know that if you win, the way that a golden ticket award is made is that out of the donors that donated in that hour, the computer will generate a random winner. The nonprofit that donor chose with their dollars will win the prize. And the donor will be notified that their donation has just been it doesn't matter the amount of the donation, it could be a $10 donation that would get a $400 extra donation to the nonprofit of choice. So it's a random thing, anybody can win those. The power hours are very different. These are hours that a nonprofit can gather around and get their donors to all donate, say, between 2 and 3 p.m. And because they all want to get this $600 prize. And so if all the donors donate and that nonprofit has the greatest number of donors in that hour, they will get that prize.
It's a great way to leverage what your donors are giving. Like you say, a $10 donation might garner $400.
And you know, we're all about the party, so what a great chance to get your donors together, have a party, get all the donations in, and win a prize.
You bet.
There's one other kind of prize that we had last year, which are referred to as mile markers. 406, it's a mark and brand of our state. So we had a specific prize for the donor who gave closest to 406 a.m. and 406 p.m. So we may or may not choose to do that. We're in the process, as you said, Bill, of securing sponsors for this event. So we're looking forward with talking to any businesses in town, in the area, that might want to offer a sponsorship to us.
Super. So what have we missed? What's the last things we should be talking about here?
I want our nonprofit community to know, particularly smaller nonprofits who might go, oh, $50, I don't think we can do that. That this proved last year, which was my first experience with it, to be a wonderful showcase for nonprofits that might not be well known. There is this leaderboard, as you mentioned, that lists all the nonprofits out. You can also go through a shorter selection of categories of nonprofits and see who's in there. So for donors and community members at large to be able to see the expansive number of nonprofits, the large number of causes and needs served by nonprofits in our wider area is a gift. So I would encourage smaller nonprofits who might not think that this is right for them to really consider it. Part of our job is to help them learn Facebook, help them figure out a marketing tactic that will work for their donors in this online environment. So let us work with you, smaller nonprofits, and let's make a difference for your mission.
That sounds great. I think people have always got their money back. I don't think it's ever cost anyone. So I think it's hardly a gamble even. It really is just an opportunity, relatively cheap opportunity to get out in front of the entire community for 24 hours.
And that can make a difference in the long run for any nonprofit.
Right.
So our tagline this year is Give Today for a Better Tomorrow. And let me encourage our nonprofits to give your energy today in getting a website set up and learning what you need to do if you're not active on Facebook, so that you too will have a better tomorrow. Not just the community, but you, your mission, your job, and the cause you care about will have a better tomorrow.
That sounds great. Give us the date that we open and the website one more time.
So the date is May 4th at 6 p.m. to May 5th at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And the website is greaterhelenagives.org.
And for nonprofits, the beginning of registration is February 22nd.
Correct.
Correct. And it
Perfect.
closes March 31st.
Okay.
And this year, hard close, March 31st is it. Any questions, give either Megan or I a call or an email. We'd love to help.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Well, thank you guys for coming
Thank
on
you.
today. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Have a wonderful evening.